Welcome to the first ever reactions video. We're doing it big. I'm going to start with a little scripture today, man. And it's Sunday too, so it's only right. My favorite scripture, Mark 9:23. Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Anything that comes across your mind, anything that you have aspirations and dreams of doing, you are more than capable of making it happen. Don't doubt yourself at all. I just watched this movie recently called Marty Supreme, and it was a scene in there where the lady had asked him, like, do you have a plan B? Like, do you have any other options or things that you may figure out if this plan doesn't go through? And he basically told her, like, that hasn't even crossed my mind because I believe that much. You have to have delusional type of confidence to get to that next level and to believe in yourself like no other. Don't stop, don't quit, keep going. Let's get to this video. Today we're gonna be doing a video over Jillian Michaels versus the body positivity movement. This is big, man. Shout out to Jubilee. Let's get to it.
I'm John Regalado, and today we're gonna have a debate about what it means to be healthy. Jillian, how are you feeling?
Feel good.
Debaters,
Man, shout out Jillian, man.
With your best arguments.
Let's see what she got for the people.
All right, let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Jillian Michaels. I'm a fitness expert and a health advocate, and today I am surrounded by 20 body positivity activists. All right, my first surrounded claim is that obesity is not healthy, and pretending it is puts lives at risk.
If you want to be the first debater, get to the chair in 3,
She came prepared.
2, 1.
Hi, I'm Edie.
Nice to meet you,
I'm an
Edie.
eating disorder therapist. I'm going to do my best to not use the O word because I find it pretty offensive. So I'm going to use.
All right, so let me stop you right there, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is kind of hurting a lot of Americans and just people in the world today. No, I would say just Americans, really. We're one of those few societies that are still stuck in this mindset, or we are very, very weak-minded. Or you did not be in a place where you can say obesity. That's not degrading of someone. That's just letting you know the facts. And yes, the BMI scale may be different across the board based off of different type of body types, but to go off of this argument right here, when we're talking about obesity is just the normal, just broad aspect of just being overweight for your body mass and your body type.
Use fat bodied as we talk.
Okay.
Also, being called fat people don't like being called fat. Neither do they like being called obese. But guess what? It's the facts. Regardless if you want to hear it or not, it's the facts. Let's get to it. Let's see what you got to say.
Do you understand why people find it harmful and triggering?
Overweight and obese is literally just having too much body fat. It has nothing to do with the quality
I agree with you, Jillian.
person.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Are we going to debate the claim?
Yeah,
Or
I just
are
wanted
we
to.
Gonna,
Yeah, I wanted to clarify though the
are
language.
we going to pretend like I'm a 3 and you're my mommy, telling me how to talk?
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So the claim that you're saying is that it is inherently unhealthy to live in a fat body.
It's inherently unhealthy to have
fact.
excess body fat, yes.
It's a fact.
Where are you getting that information from?
Oh, okay. There are dozens of MRT trials that show having excess body fat. Dozens is causal, not correlated.
No, that's not true. There's no disease that just fat-bodied people get.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But obesity lends itself to all-cause mortality across the board. Have you heard of something called adiposopathy? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you know it means literally sick fat. And you understand how it works? Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me how it works.
So it's an additional layer of fat in the stomach area.
No, that's not what it is. It works as follows. When we eat too much food that has energy that we're not utilizing, the body needs to put that energy somewhere, right? So it puts it in fat cells. So it puts it in initially subcutaneous fat cells, a little bit of visceral fat, which is fat around the organs. And at first you have hyperplasia, which means we're recruiting new little fat cells, which isn't necessarily a bad thing up to a point. Now the issue is that once you can no longer recruit more fat cells, right, you get hypertrophy. So the fat cells start to expand. And this is exceptionally dangerous because what ends up happening is the blood vessels get outpaced. So the fat cells can't get oxygen and they start screaming, literally. And when they do, they release
Oh my goodness.
cytokines, inflammatory proteins, right?
I want to
Oh,
pause.
no, of course you do want to pause. Because it's irrefutable. You don't even know what I'm talking about. So,
Jillian, okay, first of all, I don't appreciate the way that you're speaking to me right now. You called me out for just trying to understand the languaging and saying I was talking to like a 3-year-old. I felt like I was talking to you very respectfully. You're talking to me very disrespectfully right now.
Here's the thing.
And I want to.
You're telling me you understand it, but you don't understand it. You fundamentally didn't describe it accurately.
But what I understand is that
What's lipotoxicity?
I don't want to talk about. I am not. Okay, here I'm going to say this straight out. I am not a medical doctor. Okay, so I'm not going to talk to you about medical diagnosis because that's outside my scope, and I'm fully
That's the
willing.
claim.
Hey, I'm fully willing to be wrong. What I am here to talk to you about is the fact that people in fat bodies are irreparably harmed going into the medical system every single day because of the term, the O word.
So that's what you want to litigate?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the claim, though.
The idea that fat-bodied people are inherently unhealthy is, I believe, incorrect.
Oh my gosh. So we have to go back to the facts, ladies and gentlemen. We have to. By being overweight, and I'm not even a medical person, just scientifically, you're going to have a lot more, you're at risk to have a lot more health problems. Not saying that, let's say you have a non-obese person and obese person, that they won't have the equal amount of health risk. But you're at a higher risk by being obese to have higher health risks. But I know personally, I know a lot of people that are overweight that are still very, very active, still very, very healthy. So to say that they're not that they have all these side effects and they're going downhill or this and that, or they're not active, that's not always the case. But when it comes to being overweight and obese, you have a higher chance and higher risk of getting all these other health risks that come into play. That's just a fact.
No, I'm not wrong.
There's a robust amount of data.
I'm
You are
not
not-
wrong.
okay, so
Because
let
you
me
can't
finish
look,
the
you
thought.
can't look at.
Then let me finish the
Let me
thought.
finish my thought first,
Okay,
please.
sure.
You can't look at a person's body and tell whether or not tell their health status.
So fat is an endocrine organ. When it overgrows, it does wreak havoc in the body. I didn't finish telling you what happens. So when the oxygen can't get to those fat cells, they'll die and they'll rupture. And then the immune system starts dumping macrophages in to try to clean it up.
But do you know what's even
my
more
goodness.
unhealthy is weight cycling. And as we talked about earlier, only except for your
about facts being
your
spoken.
people
Facts.
If you want to talk about that claim, we can. The claim is
So then what are
that
you supposed
having-
to do though? So let's say this person is in a fat body and they are inherently unhealthy, right? We're telling they're unhealthy because they're in this
the
fat
vast
body.
majority
What are
of
they supposed to
people will
do?
be significantly more prone to all-cause mortality. For me,
Intentional weight loss fails 95 to 98% of the time. So what
tell
is
me
the
why though? You would probably know this better than me.
because weight is not an individualistic pursuit. You narrow it down to this idea that it's causal, like that they're just not trying hard enough. But that
I
is
didn't say that. It's multifactorial, unquestionably. A lot of people lose weight. The problem, right, is that they put it back on. Are we in agreement?
yes.
Okay, great. Why do you think?
Okay, we got to pause there.
God damn it! All right,
I'm sorry.
John, I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah,
She's
the-
clearly,
voted up by
clearly.
majority. Please return to your
She's
seat.
clearly.
Hello.
Hi.
I have lived in a fat body for like as long as I can remember. And I've known very many fat people. And I don't think any of us, the people that I know, I can only speak to the people that I know, I don't think any of us are pretending that we're okay with it. What I want to say here is I live with autoimmune disorders, I live with chronic illness, and I'm also neurodivergent. And this is, the body positivity movement has made it so that I can tolerate this life. I can find ways to thrive, even still.
And I'll say this too, and I feel like it's a point that neither party has brought up. So the question is, obesity is not healthy, and pretending it is puts lives at risk. Now, I would say I can see the body positivity movement helping in a way to where it's helping the mental health aspect of people that may be obese and overweight. Because like she said she's pretty much been, if I'm saying it correctly, that she's been within obese type of body her whole life. And a lot of stories, like a famous show that I watch, shout out 1,000 Pound Sisters. In that show, those two girls, majority of their life, they grew up in a more obese type of overweight type of body. With the body positivity movement, you're affecting people in a positive way that may be struggling to have had an obese lifestyle their whole life. And now bringing to light and saying you're still beautiful, you're still gorgeous, you're still amazing, you're still a person, you're still a human, you should get out, be active, socialize, don't care what other people think. I do agree with that no matter what. And one thing you have to understand, if you have a low mental health and your mental health is bad, it can also get so bad to the point that it can affect you physically too. So that isn't a point that they brought up, but I have to put light on that.
But I'm not pretending that this doesn't bother me. And by bother, I mean that it doesn't hurt to carry my weight. I'm willing to concede with you that carrying around extra weight is harder. It is. But it must be done.
I don't know that I agree with you.
Okay. Tell me more, please.
Well, tell me why you think it must be done.
Because I've worked really hard to not have this.
What does that mean? Like you beat yourself up in the gym or something?
No, I don't. That's not fun.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to understand what you mean.
What I mean is that I grew up with a number of undiagnosed conditions, and even I can think back to like middle school, and I couldn't keep up when the PE teacher would make us like run laps, and I'm like, this is physically aching me, and I didn't understand why. And I didn't understand why because I grew up with a single parent, undocumented single parent. We were bound to the medical system that we had access to.
I understand.
I've done what I needed to do a number of times to try to lose weight.
What did you try? Tell me.
I've worked out at the gym. I've tried to do Pilates. Even yoga.
Okay.
Even yoga hurts me.
Okay, so the exercise causes you pain.
The
Due to
exercise
autoimmune
causes
condition. Okay, no problem.
Right.
I'm with you.
Dieting, for example.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that food makes very much sense to me in my neurodivergent brain.
This is where mechanistic eating actually helps people who are neurodivergent, and the research supports that because it doesn't have to make sense to you.
Okay.
In other words, it's like you eat on these schedules and you eat these foods and you eat this much, hence the concept, right, of
Hard
mechanistic.
pass. I don't like that.
I understand that you don't like it, but you'll have to decide which you don't like more. Carrying the weight or the mechanistic eating.
And listen, that is a fact. She's talking straight facts. It's either you have two choices. You're going to be big boned or you're going to lose this weight. And you have to understand, there is growth in being uncomfortable. It's comfortable to be a little bit overweight. To eat some Twinkies and them cookie bars late at night. And that Wingstop on a Tuesday deal. It's comfortable. You're used to that. So, like she's saying, you got two choices. You're either going to get rid of this big bonedness or you're going to put in this work. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, it's going to be something that you don't want to do. But it's going to be something you have to do in order to get the results that you want.
Actually could be helpful. There are other ways forward, but you told me you tried them.
I know, she's not huffing.
I tried a whole lot. There's a lot of other things to be concerned about. I'm also a social worker. I work with youth. There are a lot of...
Let's go back to you.
Yes.
Tell me.
I'm saying for me, right? There are many things that I'm more concerned about than my weight. My body is not the most interesting thing about.
So that's on you. That's on you. That is on you. We gonna get these button rights too, but that's on you. Why are you're making all these excuses? You're talking about social working and job and this and that. Let's get back to the facts. What is the reason that you're not losing weight? I know for myself, I've been doing food reviews. I told myself, hey, my brother, you gotta slow it down. You doing too much. You getting a little bit too much weight. It's about time you want to slow it down. So we went to 3 times a week. I was really eating 5 times a week. So now I said, hey, Jay, you gotta cool it. Now I'm on a 1 time a week. If you knew better, you'll do better. If you do better, you'll get better. Come on now. The old sayings don't change, man. The old sayings do not change.
Brought up your weight and said, I don't see a way out of this.
Right.
I've tried everything.
I take care of it in the ways that I can, and I've found works for me.
But you just told me it didn't work for you.
But it works to an extent.
You just told me it didn't work for you.
It works to an extent.
Then this is an irrelevant conversation if you're happy with it.
I stand on 10 toes down, that we are not pretending that
But there's
this is
healthy
okay.
at any size. There are absolutely elements and aspects of the movement that do put that messaging into the universe. I've had those debates.
You've said?
I've had numerous
I want
debates with
to-
people who are body positivity activists that try to tell me that they can be healthy at any size.
Oh, goodness.
And it's just not the case.
Oh my goodness, you talk about sprinting.
What I'm curious about is if you care about people's health and you have people in front of you, and I'm sure you have people online who are telling you that the body positivity movement, or I prefer body liberation, body justice, body acceptance, body blah, all the good shit that we like,
Okay.
actually increases their health, then I don't understand your debate.
It may increase their mental. I'm sorry for pausing it so much. I'm telling you, it may increase your mental health. But on the physical side of things, it's not changing anything. And we need results. We want people to live. And then also you have to understand it's a whole other side of it. Because look, if we're pushing this body positivity movement and you guys are having more health problems, you're having to get more medicine, you have to go to the hospital more, we're getting more money on the back end. So of course we with the body positive movement. Because it's going to make us more money. And you're not thinking in that mindset. I'm telling you. Y'all, get y'all health right. I had to have a moment myself. I was eating out way too much, eating too many sweets, not in the gym enough. I said, Jay, it's about that time. It's about that time. Get in that gym and lock in. Well, let's see what she got to say. I'm sorry.
Like, what are you debating if the fat people are telling you it makes their life better?
I'm debating their physical health, and I'm debating the people who claim that you can be physically healthy at any size.
Okay. Do you think you can be physically healthy and mentally unhealthy at the same time?
Of course,
Absolutely.
but that's not the claim.
Okay, sure. I think the part where I get stuck, I am a mental health professional. I work with people from a body liberation standpoint. I work with people in all shapes of bodies. What I know to be true from my experience is that body positivity, body liberation helps people take care of themselves. It's very difficult to understand why you think somebody is going to take better care of a body they hate. Like why body positivity would not inspire people to take better care of their bodies.
My argument. I never said you should hate your body. In fact, you
No, you
should.
didn't.
Okay, so I don't think that. What I think is that there are people in the movement
Yeah.
who have co-opted healthy at any size, and it went from access to health care
Okay.
to quite literally meaning for them that you can be healthy at any size, and that's not true.
Okay. I mean, the studies show that if you're very, 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 very thin or your body...
Oh goodness, bro. Can we argue the point? Do we need to go back to English class and understand what she is saying? We have yet to have a civilized and straight to the point argument on why obesity is not healthy and pretending it is puts lives at risk. Y'all just running around the problem right now. Let's nail it. Let's talk about it. And let's get past it.
body is very, 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 very big, it is more difficult to be
We still on
healthy.
question
That is
number
absolutely-
one.
And you agree with me on this point?
I don't, because I don't think body positivity is the dangerous thing. I think hatred of fat bodies and people hating themselves and people living in self-loathing because they've been taught that their body is the wrong shape, that's the danger.
Both can be true at once. So let's look at this, right? So the
Okay.
first thing we would want to do, obviously, is incentivize somebody. So it's like, okay, what's the why that's going to allow you to tolerate the how? But hold on. That's the positive. That's the inspiration piece. Okay. Now, here's the issue. If that piece, if all the things that they get out of it don't serve them as much as the things they're getting out of being overweight, and it does provide quite a lot. I can give you an example.
Wait.
Then they're not going unconsciously, they will sabotage the change. Can I give you an example so you'll understand it? Okay, there was a kid that I worked with
Okay.
on Biggest Loser. He's 18 years old.
Oh, God.
He shows up with his dad, Ken. They both lose like 100 pounds. They go home, and they're visiting their family. It's the holidays. Doors fly open, and there's mom. And mom starts crying. And she's not crying tears of joy. She feels like they're going to abandon her, like they broke the contract, like they've outgrown her. And she becomes sad and she withdraws. So what does the 18-year-old do? He starts eating with mom again. What does the food provide him? A connection with his mom. I had something similar with my dad. It was one of the ways that we connected. Food provides a lot of people with a lot of different things.
Yes, you cannot eat and not have your parasympathetic nervous system turn on at the same time. There's no such thing as not emotional eating. It's fine. It's good. It's great. Food is great.
But what I'm trying to show you is that if, in some cases, the pain associated with continuing that defense mechanism is greater than the pain associated with change, it helps people change in some cases.
Not in the long term. And I
Maybe
struggle.
if you pause there.
agree with
Sorry, you've been voted out by the majority.
My next surrounded claim is that the large food companies are one of the primary beneficiaries of the body positivity movement.
All right, if you want to be the
Oh my
next
gosh.
debater.
And like I just spoke on it. So you guys listen. I just spoke on it. This is my first time ever watching this video. This is my first time ever watching this video. And I just said it. The heads of the table, they're eating off of this. Of course, keep pushing that body positive movement. We're making more money. Y'all still coming to get y'all double cheeseburgers, y'all fries, y'all cookies, y'all milkshakes, y'all large sodas, y'all big gulps. We eating and y'all eating. But if you stop eating, they gonna stop eating. So to keep y'all eating, we gotta push this whole movement. They have to. It's the bigger picture. So I'm gonna tell you a story. So recently, I just had the pleasure of traveling out to Italy. When I was out in Italy, I kid you not. And this is something that I've seen in America mainly with the body positive movement and the obesity problem. I'm in Italy. I would say at max I saw 3 people that are obese. And guess what? They were American. You can't make it up. You cannot make this up. They are eating, and then also too, in these other countries outside of the US, a lot of the portion sizes are so much smaller. So a large, I would say, a large out in, so I was in the Philippines too. A large in the Philippines is a small out here in the States. That is insane. That is insane. They are profiting off of you guys. And the whole time you don't realize it because you're so stuck in this thing where it's like body positivity, body positivity, body positivity, body positivity. It's more to it. I promise you. I promise you. Look at the bigger picture. Be serious about your health and also be serious about your mental health because mental health is also important too.
Here, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let my queen get up there and talk.
How are you? I'm Chiffon.
Nice to meet you, Siobhan.
So, what are you classifying as large food companies?
Okay, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola,
McDonald's.
General Mills.
Okay.
McDonald's is up there too.
Now, if they were beneficiaries and benefactoring and making all this money off of the body positivity movement, why is it that they spend billions on calorie counting apps, on a lot of things that we see in society as forcing the losing weight or talking about
facade,
losing weight?
man.
Because
It's a
that
facade.
to me doesn't make sense and doesn't correlate. But also, people that are benefiting from this are the people in the body positivity movement themselves. A little bit about myself.
Wait, can I clarify
Oh,
one
please,
thing?
please,
I'm
please.
talking predominantly about finance.
Okay.
Sorry.
Perfect. Thank you. Even that, I still will say, so I come from the wedding industry. So I created the first publication in the world for plus size brides. I've now gotten 13 wedding publications around the world. And my biggest thing is the wedding industry is very centric on this is what the wedding industry looks like. I have created a platform
what she doing,
where
too.
and not just larger body positivity, but body positivity for all sizes. And I'm going to come specifically from the wedding industry, which is very different, I know, but it still is a very weight-centric.
Okay,
Yes.
so your
agree.
argument
I
is
agree.
the wedding industry is the primary
No,
beneficiary?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's where my knowledge comes from.
Okay.
But the body positivity movement is really for us. We are the main, and I'm saying we because I'm a large body person.
I totally understand.
That's where it's really coming from.
Can I show you the ways
Please.
they're exploiting it?
Oh, please.
Okay, so there have been 2 really big exposés, one by the Washington Post and one by the Examiner. So they're coming at this from numerous angles. So the first one is they've gone after a lot of the intuitive eating dietitians.
Okay.
So can I give you some statistics?
Please.
Okay. So Washington Post analyzed more than 6,000 social media posts by 68 registered dietitians with a combined reach of over 9 million followers. 40% of them were using the anti-diet language, right? Like food freedom, no food rules, ditch the diet, healthy mini size, so on and so forth. Very often not disclosing the fact that they were paid by the big food companies.
Okay.
Okay, so they're basically going after the intuitive eating dietitians. I can give you Abby Sharp.
But that's okay though. But I want you to listen.
Okay,
because
yeah.
they are doing that.
Yes.
But the aspect that the
Hold on, let's read this real quick. A joint investigation by the examination of the Washington Post reviewed over 6,000 Instagram and TikTok posts from 68 registered dietitians, influencers, and found that many had financial ties to major food and beverage companies. The report found instances where sponsored content was not clearly disclosed and where anti-diet messaging appeared alongside industry-funded promotions. That is crazy. Crazy facts. Crazy facts.
body positive movement is really for us. That is not even anywhere we need to equate into it.
I don't agree with you. When they're using your movement.
But do you, and I'm gonna say this clearly and for right now, I don't care who uses my fucking movement. I want the movement to be there. And that right there, they can take it. It's marketing and sales 101. Of course they're gonna use the fucking movement.
But then why can't you guys say, you don't get to co-opt our movement?
That's not for me to do. I don't care about that. The thing is we don't care. But it's not about we should. We are doing what we're doing because this is our family. This is our world.
There are people
it doesn't matter about what. Do you think I can? But the thing is, we don't care.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, you should care. You should care. If they're using your movement as a platform to exploit, and you're saying you as a community, your families, your kids, your aunties, your uncles, all these other people, if they're using you to exploit the mindset and then your body positivity movement, why would you not be upset? You're being played in a way. I'm not gonna be cool with that. That's just me. You have to care though. To say you don't care, that doesn't make any sense to me. You need to care. You should care because it's your body. It's your body.
We are the movement.
But there are a lot of people that are being hurt by this. And these guys essentially are engineering food to be addictive.
And you know what? And I will say this.
Okay.
I will say this.
Yeah.
I will give you the claps on that. I will say, yes, that is true. But what I do want to say is that it happens all the time. A movement starts and someone comes in and takes it. And someone comes in and comes in it. And someone comes in and runs with it.
You don't deny it, you just don't care, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying it's fine for them to do that. But the bigger issue that I want you to realize is that the body positivity movement is ultimately for us. If someone wants to come and get on our coattail, that's perfectly fine. But for us, it doesn't need to go away.
So that is not what the claim is. So we'll go back to what the question, the claim is. Large food companies are one of the primary beneficiaries of the body positivity movement. She's talking about the body positivity movement, helping her out, helping out our mental health, helping out the people within that community, this and that. That's not what we're discussing right now. So guess what? We're going to go on to the next person. I need to hear what somebody else is going to say.
So I really want to focus on what you've just been saying about the co-opting of the movement, because what you seem to be critiquing is the people who've co-opted the movement, not the people who actually built the movement, not the people who actually are the movement. So the idea that
What is the movement, though? So the thing is,
Well,
like,
for what-
I don't want to name names, but there are many, influencers who have said these things. So who's the movement?
influencers and activists are not necessarily the same thing. We were allegedly invited here as activists and advocates, not always the same thing, right?
So the thing is, too, how are you going to differentiate the differences between the influencers, the activists, the people that are running the whole movement? How are you going to say this person's doing this person's part of this group, this person's part of this group, this person's part of this group? Like, can we get the breakdown of the roster of who's in each group so we at least know?
I
Influencers
don't
are.
disagree, but it's become,
We need the facts. We need the
as I
facts.
mentioned, a patchwork quilt of like, I'm an activist, I'm an influencer, I'm a dietitian. It's whereas like when you look at something like AA,
Well, let me
very
guide you to
clear.
something very clear about the Health at Every Size movement. Health at Every Size is actually a registered trademark of the Association for Size Diversity and Health.
I know.
So when people are misusing that,
I know
we
that.
are a movement that doesn't have the same resources as the health and wellness industry or the health and wellness grifters or the major food industry, right? We don't have those same resources to fight every time somebody misuses our terminology, our philosophies, our practices, our values. But there are some of us out there who are doing that, right?
I never see the caveats. I never, ever see the freaking caveats.
So one
But
thing
maybe
is-
today,
maybe you could help amplify some of the caveats. You
I
have
am doing that right now.
Okay, so let's go to the
I'm
claim.
trying.
The claim that body positivity is primarily benefiting big food companies.
I mean
If that's-
financially.
I got it.
Because individual benefit, I can't, it's not quantifiable. I'm talking about the way these bastards are manipulating this message.
Right,
To,
okay.
to do things
So-
that I think are very unethical.
So, if body positivity is feeding their profits, will we see their profits reduce as this pendulum swing away from body positivity continues to go back to the, like I get asked all the time as the director of NAFA, is body positivity over? Is body positivity over because of Ozempic? Is body positivity over because of MAHA?
And that's another thing to consider, too. Recently, a lot of people and a lot of advertisement commercials have been for the different pill options, the different shot options, like you just mentioned. Ozempic is a big one. I just saw a commercial yesterday of Serena Williams talking about a shot she's taking. I mean, she may be not taking it herself, but she's advertising a shot that helps with weight loss. There's so many different options out there that go with helping people lose weight. So if working out, the diet's not working, you also have other options to take and to use in order to get yourself in the level that you want. And I also understand that there's the one thing that I have not mentioned, there are health issues and there are medications and different things that people have physically that they just have to work around. And there's a lot of side effects that hurt people in a negative way that can cause them to gain so much weight. And that isn't something that they talked about, but that is something that is very serious, and it happens with a lot of people. And you may not even realize the medication and the things that you're taking, or maybe you have some sort of mental illness that's causing you to depend on food that's affecting your weight at such a great rate, more than greater than the common person. And these are things that we're not considering and really thinking about, because that is something that happens very, very, very often. And for people that have those type of issues, of course it's going to be a little bit harder for them to lose that weight. But it is possible. There are resources out there for you to find in order for you to lose the weight that you're capable of doing. You're very, very capable of doing anything that you want in the world. And that's also why I started off with the scripture that I started off with. Because if you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. I promise you can.
Body positivity over. Part of my argument is it depends on what you're in body positivity for. If you're in it for systemic change, it ain't over because the system ain't changed, right? But I do concede the point that we are moving away from some of what we saw as body positivity for the last 10, 15 years.
And what do you mean by that?
As we move away from that, it's less popular, it's less trendy.
I understand.
We're
Okay.
moving more towards a thin-centric ideal again, or
We
leaving
are,
behind.
because people, they taking out the BBLs. They taking out the BBLs. They taking out the BBLs. I'm telling you. We moving on from it. I don't know why we're going into the slim little movement, but that's what it's been. That's what it's been of lately.
And we've labeled body positivity DEI, and we're turning away from that, whatever. As we move away from that, are we going to see the profits of these food industries drop?
Well, you are.
Why would you need
hold
to
on.
make food
Sorry.
genetically addictive if body positivity can just sell that food? If you could just tell people, when you feel good in your body, you're going to eat all the Nabisco snacks that you want to,
Because
then why do we
you
have to make
realize
them
that
addictive?
They don't even want you to stop eating one chip. This is how incremental they are about this. They literally engineer. Just hear me out. They don't even want you to have to stop and take a drink of water when you're eating their chips. So they engineer how much fat is in your mouth in each bite. There
Oh
are
my
a team
goodness.
of multidisciplinary scientists that literally work around the clock, 24/7, day after day, year after year.
Their body positivity scientists.
No.
So this is the thing.
No, I'm
right?
saying
What you're
they
describing
want
is a
no
misuse of
friction.
science.
Yeah.
What you're
Yes.
describing is,
Yes.
what you're
They want
describing
no
is
friction.
business. What you're describing is capitalism. What you're
Yes.
describing is greed.
Yes. I'm
Body
happy to indict
positivity
that.
is not the reason for that.
No, I'm suggesting that I think you guys should get pretty freaking vocal and pissed because these guys are actively manipulating your message. So much, I haven't even gotten to half the shit that they do. So, for example, they have effectively lobbied to remove nutrition guidelines and warning labels on food packaging because of harmful shame. It's like trans fats are bad for your health.
Okay,
It's a fact.
They have advocated for that. The
Yes,
body positivity movement, the
they're
fat activist movement, they're
your
using
messaging.
our language, right?
So if you guys are not missing the point here, because I'm getting frustrated. So if you guys are not missing the point, she's really an advocate for health. She's advocate for everybody that's there. That's what the message that she's getting across, and she's saying that she's pissed off that these companies have manipulated. She's saying to the point where she just said it, that they want to take off different nutritional facts on the labels because it's harmful to see. What does she say exactly? Let me make sure I get it right.
Fats are bad for your health.
Okay,
It's a fact.
They have advocated.
Effectively lobbied to remove nutrition guidelines and warning labels on food packaging because of harmful shame.
Harmful shame is what they said. Harmful shame. But they're facts. And they're things that you need to know because you're putting this stuff in your body. And you need to make sure that you're putting the right things in your body so that you can live a long, happy life and be positive like this body positivity movement is preaching. All right? So it's like they're in agreement, but they're not understanding that they're in agreement. Because
My next surrounded claim is that the body positivity movement oversimplifies disordered eating and trauma.
All right, whoever wants to be the next debater, get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Hi,
I'm Summer. How are you?
Jillian. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, so the body positivity movement actually got me out of my eating disorder, and if that's okay, I would like to tell you a little bit about
Please,
it.
absolutely.
So growing up, I wasn't ever fat. I just have I have large breasts. I have got a condition, basically. I know you're laughing.
I'm laughing because that would be my dream. That's
No,
the only
I know.
reason I'm laughing. I was like, poor you, Summer.
I'm
I'm sorry. Go ahead. not to try to invalidate how you feel.
That's okay. That's
Sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
So I've got a condition called macromastia. It means that my breasts will just continuously keep growing. So I had to deal with this my whole childhood, and I got picked on and bullied and stuff because I was 8 years old with double D's. So
What in the
that's
world?
absolutely okay. I went to the doctors
Jeez, I
and they
didn't know that was a
actually
thing.
told me that I had to lose weight in order to get a reduction. At this point, I was actually a Scottish size 6, which is a UK size 2. So on the bottoms, just obviously not on my top. So this actually drove me into an eating disorder. And I started to starve myself and try and make myself thinner so that my breasts would get smaller. And that never ever happened. They just continuously, because it's obviously
And then 2, like I said earlier, man, a lot of things that people are saying and coming up and talking about have been things that I've already discussed. So with her having this health condition that she's saying that she has to lose weight in order to help with her breasts that are constantly growing. These are things that may cause a eating disorder and may cause other health problems that may arise from the condition that she has.
Condition, so they just kept getting bigger as I was getting smaller and smaller. And it wasn't until obviously the online platform made the body positivity movement more aware to me, and then that really helped me, and it's made me start eating more. It made me start posting more online about my body, and I just think that your claim's a little bit silly.
Can I give you some examples?
Of course, please.
So, while intuitive eating is actually not intended for people with eating disorders, I cannot tell you how many people have misinterpreted that. And I've ended up dealing with it personally for quite some time now. So, for example, things like avoid diets where mechanistic eating is actually recommended for people with many different types of eating disorders. And even the women who started intuitive eating suggested that, like, hey, this is a goal, not a treatment plan. But when you've got, random people online who are, hey, just listen to your feelings of fullness. You can't do that when you're anorexic. Your body no longer recognizes those satiety cues. It absolutely shuts it down. And it's, what was it? Listen to your hunger. Like, you cannot do that if you have binge eating disorder and you're feeding a deeper hunger. It's the fundamental ways in which things like intuitive eating have been misrepresented by the masses. And of course, I understand what it was intended for, but if you think that the vast majority of these people posting on TikTok have read the frickin' guidelines of mechanistic eating, I think we're both dreaming.
No, I get that, but I think the thing in my head is, like, why do you care so much about someone else's body in order to, like, try and argue against body positivity? Like, say someone's, like, fat, obese, whatever, walking on the street, that doesn't actually affect you as a person.
Totally right.
So I don't understand why you...
So with her logic, she's basically saying, because it's not your body, why do you care? Well, you can see an old person walking on the street, struggling, may have some groceries in their hand. It doesn't affect you. You can keep walking. But because you're a good person, you care about the other people, of course you're going to act and do something. So I don't know why she brought that argument up, because what someone else is doing doesn't affect me in any type of negative or positive way. Doesn't mean with me being a good person, I'm not going to go out my way for somebody else just because I care, just because I want to see them do good, just because I want to see them live a long and healthy life. You need people like that do care, but you need to care and go and approach the person in the most respectful way, to where they're able to receive the advice that you're actually trying to give to them, or receive the help that you're trying to give to them. All right.
You would feel the need to fight for people that are arguing for that person to feel validated as a person.
I'm not arguing for the person I don't know. However, there are people that do want help, and I think that this can leave them feeling exceptionally confused. There are many that I have tried to personally help that have experienced feeling misled, misguided by some of the, or almost all of the intuitive eating principles, and they're not being educated on that.
But you could also argue like the latter.
But there are a lot of people that actually want help, and I care that they get the most.
But I don't think the body
help.
Positivity movement is like just for obese people, just for people that are drastically need help.
Anorexia is not obesity.
So I was anorexic, and the body positivity movement helped me. Do you not think that the body positive movement helps them rather than shaming them? Because that's how they get in that place in the first place, with other people shaming them constantly.
I am not suggesting anyone should be shamed. You're conflating two different issues. I don't think
But
that
I
people...
think in one, it's all one issue.
It's not though, sweetheart. You're telling me that you think I think shame is awesome. I don't.
No, I didn't.
I don't.
That didn't come out of my
I
mouth.
think that these tools, or things like, oh, you know what? It's society, it's diet culture, it's this, it's that, it's bigotry. No, dude, it's probably the fact that like somebody, God forbid, touched you when you were a kid.
I don't think that's appropriate or even right. And the slightest bit. No one touched me.
No, not you, dude. I'm not talking about you.
I completely get that. And
I'm not talking about you
keep mentioning
personally.
like parents. I have two very loving parents. My parents never made me feel shamed about my body. It was like TV shows like The Biggest Losers. In the UK, we've got Super Size versus Super Skinny. Like, it was all of these TV shows that made me feel like this. It wasn't my parents.
I'm going to suggest that I don't think you would be vulnerable to TV shows.
Why?
If there wasn't a primary injury. Because who cares, buddy? Do you know how much stuff like goes after me personally, or after people of color, or after gay people, or after like everybody?
You have to remember, I'm quite young. So when these came out, I was very young, very impressionable, and I have like adults telling me that my body, because my BMI is higher, I have adults telling me that my body is like, you have to lose weight to fit in with normal people. Like, you're young when you're impressionable.
Happened,
and for you to be arguing against like body positivity, like, I hope you don't have a daughter, because my little sister, like, needs the body positivity movement. I think people need the body positivity movement, because without it, everyone's just going to be looking at other people, judging other people. Like, I'm sure.
You think the body positivity movement is stopping people from being assholes?
No, that's not what I said.
I think you're not right about that.
No, that's not what I said at all.
I said you think it stops people from judging other people.
Yeah, well,
no shot that's going to happen. It's just not they're going to hide it
people
from
on
you.
their size or what they're like.
Of course they are.
They're not though.
Sure
Okay, pause. You've been voted out by the majority.
goodness, bro.
Please return to your seat.
She don't get it, brother.
Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lilia. So I think the language there is a little bit tone deaf, just because I actually believe that gym talk, diet culture oversimplifies eating disorders.
Two separate issues, though. Both can be true at the same time.
Both can be true, as in
you could absolutely be making, first of all, gym talk should have nothing to do with eating disorders. So you're right. But it's a separate issue than the claim I'm making.
how is it separate?
Well, okay. So you're saying gym talk oversimplifies trauma and eating disorders, right?
Well,
I agree
not
with
just
you.
gym talk, but just the way that our youth, all of us we are all exposed to that. Like, we can't just avoid it. And when
Still
you
a
see
separate issue, though. I'm trying to say that the ways body positivity suggests people deal with body issues and trauma is an oversimplification. And it has to do with things like intuitive eating principles that get misrepresented by influencers.
Okay.
Okay.
I can definitely agree with that.
Well, then, unfortunately,
But I
you and
think-
I are so far on the same page.
Well, no, I think, well, the way I see it is that body positivity is actually the bridge between health experts and anybody else, really.
Explain it.
Because I think that
You can tell too that a lot of times when these people are coming up to argue, they're realizing midway through that, dang, she's in agreement with me. Dang, what she's saying is making sense. Dang, let me think of something else to come up with so I don't have to go back to my seat. Because they've already gone through 2 points where they're both in agreement. So what else do we need to talk about? So, of course, we have to bring up another point. So let's see what she has to say.
if I go to a doctor, it should be empowering for me to talk about my body.
Of course.
However, when I usually speak to a health expert, it's really not. I'm really more just afraid that they're going to speak to me in a way that degrades my body and makes me feel that shame that you've mentioned. Shame is not a motivator. It really turns people away, whereas the body positivity movement teaches people to have the kind of confidence they need to make choices for
How's
themselves.
it teaching you that?
When you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell
So let me tell you this. So let's say you just have shame. She said shame pushes you away and it doesn't motivate you. So let's just say you are an athlete, right? Let's say you're an athlete. Or not even an athlete. Let's say just in life. Let's say you're looking to get a job. And you can get denied from a certain job or whatever it may be. You're not going to stop applying for other jobs. You're not going to stop working. You're not going to stop looking for work and figuring out what I need to do to make sure that I get another job. It's going to push you even harder to look and find what job out there is for me and the job that's going to suit me best and I'm able to work. Same with an athlete. If you're an athlete and you lose a game, you're going to be like, I don't like this feeling. Shame and losing and feeling sadness and all these other things are good things in ways because it lets you know, hey, like, yes, it's okay to go through those emotions, but I don't want to keep feeling like this. And to stop myself from feeling like this, I need to go through the things that have led me to this situation in order to get me to where I'm at of feeling sad and losing, or even losing a simple Uno game or a Monopoly game or a chess game. It's going to motivate me to now figure out what I need to do to not feel this way. Same with your weight. If I'm out and I'm not able, so for me, I'm a basketball player. I love to be active and enjoy myself and be outside. If I'm not able to get up and down the court like I want, if I'm not able to run around with my little cousins and enjoy myself like I want, I'm going to feel some type of shame within myself because I know I can do better and I know I can push myself to get to the place where I can get up and down the court like I want. I can run around with my cousins and have fun with them at the playground, whatever it may be. So there is a level of shame and disappointment and losing and loss that is good. It's needed to have a balance. It's needed. You need that. You need that. The same with you're taking a test at school. If you fail the test, you're going to be like, I don't want to go through this feeling of failing the test. So I need to work even harder to make sure that this never happens again. But you need to go through that feeling of failing and in order to understand, I don't want to feel this way anymore. So I'm going to make sure that it does not happen. And yes, it may be uncomfortable pushing myself, studying more than I usually do, writing down, taking notes, seeing a tutor, whatever it may be, in order to not allow myself to feel this way ever again. So it's good. It's a good balance. It's a great balance. Great balance.
Yourself, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm gross. I don't deserve to be, alive. To like some people get to that extent, right?
I understand.
When you do that to yourself, that is not going to motivate you to then go make the choices that I think we all know are healthy for us.
Totally agree.
Which doesn't.
Then what's the next step, though, dude?
I think that's what we're here
Just
to,
looking in
to
the
speak
mirror
about.
and
I
saying,
think that's
I'm healed.
So that's not what body positivity. That's not what body positivity is. Body positivity is promoting the healing of said wounds.
How?
By
This is where I'm
finding.
telling you, it's an oversimplification.
It's not though.
Tell me how. How is it going to heal you? By looking in the mirror and saying, I no longer think so?
And saying these shameful things to yourself,
Yes.
you already know that it degrades you and you're not going to want to do the things that most
so then
people.
what comes after deciding not to beat yourself up? We're both on the same page there. Now
I
get
think
below the tip of your
we're
iceberg.
seeing different perspectives of the same page, right? And that's why I do believe that body positivity is the bridge that we all need.
Tell me what comes after. The moment you decide you're not going to say that shit in the mirror anymore, then what?
Then I should be able to consult health experts that are also body positive towards my body.
No one's saying not to.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't know if y'all ever watched 600 Pound Life, and y'all know the OG, I want to say he's an Italian doctor. He was straightforward. If you're obese, he's going to let you know. But it's coming from a place that he wants to genuinely see you do better. Now, she's saying there's medical people out there that are not body positivity and may be very straightforward and may be very rude. Of course, there's regular doctors that may be rude to you, regardless of you being obese or not. So yes, I agree. But for those doctors out there that are being very straightforward with you, with your weight and your weight loss, and you being concerned about the health risks that come with being obese, you need people like that to hold you accountable. Because if not, they're not doing their job by looking out for you. We got to get it together. Well, let's see what she got to say.
So tell us who the health experts are that are body positive. Because if I should be able to go to a doctor or
what you want when you say body positive, what kind of health expert are you looking for? I know a million doctors, and all of them would love to help somebody. Whether
but
they're
what is help? Is help saying you need to get your ass in the gym. You need to restrict your eating,
tell me
whatever.
what help is for you when you go to that.
That's what
doctor.
I think everybody should have the opportunity and confidence to do, and that's what body positivity is teaching people. It's not teaching people that they're perfect in the mirror and that they don't deserve to have the courage to change.
You still haven't given me a how. All you're telling me is
I think we all are here to figure out how, because nobody has the answer.
That is not true.
You know the answer. I just told you. Myself, I was doing food reviews every day. Every day. I was eating too much. I'm going to be honest. And was I enjoying myself? Absolutely. I absolutely was. Because there was some good eats. But I had to understand, Jay, you can't be eating like that all the time. You better get home and eat you some grilled chicken, some asparagus, some broccoli, a little bit of rice with your carbs, and a whole lot of agua. Otherwise, you're going to get too big. Jay, I want to be active. I want to be active. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to be active. You want to enjoy yourself. You want to have a good life. You don't want to have all these health risks that come with being obese. You have to make the decision in order to change your life. You have to make the decision. You know what to do. The blueprint is right in front of you. The internet has so much information. The libraries have so much information. Matter of fact, you got ChatGPT. ChatGPT to tell you everything you need to know. There is no more excuses. If you want it, you're going to make it happen. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you that.
People have the answer, sweetheart. Psychoanalysts have the answer.
I'm sorry, I don't like to be called sweetheart when we're like debating.
Forgive me.
But
many people have the answer. And
okay, so but you believe you have the answer, and you believe that somehow body positivity is not involved in bettering yourself. I just think that's contradictory. I really do.
I don't see how. I think that there are absolutely experts that have the answer, and it's more than platitudes.
So what is the answer then to you? If it's not
getting treatment with a person who's gone to school and specializes in this,
that would be great if you feel welcomed and comfortable in that person's space.
There are many experts in the world that would welcome, but especially ones that specialize in this category of medicine.
But in this category of medicine, if there's not room for body positivity, then you're
I didn't say that's not the claim, is that there's not room. I said it oversimplifies.
It oversimplifies. Are you saying it oversimplifies people's trauma?
No, I'm telling you it oversimplifies the complexity and the depth of these types of disorders, whether it's anorexia, whether it's bulimia, whether it's binge eating disorder, whether somebody is eating, and Summer was not referring to you, somebody is eating because, let's say, they were molested. And now
but you bringing up somebody's like eating because they were molested. I mean, most people, that's not why necessarily.
She never said that. Oh my, she never said it was. She was just giving you examples. Examples.
People are eating.
But that's what the claim is about. It is about the fact that people who have disordered eating and trauma, I think the body positivity movement, with things like intuitive eating specifically, oversimplify and can actually give bad advice.
But the fundamentals
of the... pause. You've been voted out by the majority.
Thank you.
Please return to your seat.
We only got 3 claims. All right, let me listen to my queen.
Hi. I've been on a diet since I was like 6.
Okay.
You've talked a lot about trauma, being molested, parents, this and that.
Yes.
I've heard of someone mention the BMI. I've heard people use the word obese.
Okay.
So what is your thought on this oversimplification? I think actually the medical industry and a lot of health professionals have oversimplified.
I'm sorry if that's happened to you. I think you're seeing the wrong people. I know a lot of really good people.
But that's also privilege. Of course you know a lot of good people. You're a rich white woman who's been on television. And I would love to know, somebody mentioned
a lot of them
the
write
show.
books.
Totally. I could read a book. I've read a lot of diet books, Jillian.
Not a diet book.
Or whatever. What kind of book? A self-help book?
Well, I mean, if you're struggling with an eating disorder and you're telling me I have no access to any
how do I know if I'm
expert.
struggling with an eating disorder? Where does genetics play into all of this?
Do you want to take on genetics? We can.
Go ahead. Are you a scientist?
Do you think you have to be a scientist to understand?
No, but
the
I
way
haven't heard
genetics
one
work?
comment about where do genetics play in.
That's not the claim. If you want to get into genetics and
Repeat
obesity.
the claim again. First of all, obesity is a very outdated term. It's based on the BMI, which is based on white men.
Actually,
in this, come on, Jillian, you could be single-handedly responsible for updating the BMI.
Okay, but we also have waist to hip, and we have DEXA, and we have MRI.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
So
what are the
BMI,
MRI meaning
you
like
don't
the
even-
machine most fat people don't even fit in?
You have DEXA and you have
I've never
waist
heard
to
of that,
hip.
girl. What's a DEXA?
DEXA
These
scan.
are normal people. We are on TikTok.
Okay, how about waist to hip?
Hold on. There's also been a lot
Waist
of
to
like
hip
blame,
ratio?
sure, waist to hip ratio, but that's also like skeletal and like.
So then, what are you supposed to use in order to understand where you should be at, physically? If you're saying that all these other options are not what you should be looking at, what should you be looking at? It's like you're trying to come up with the excuse on why, well, this, you can't use this because you can't use this because this person made it, because this person made it, because this. Of course, we understand that. But that still shouldn't get away from the point that there has to be something to hold you accountable. There has to be something that us as that the people within the medical field hold you accountable so that you're able to track yourself to understand, am I on the healthy track? You need something.
No, waist to hip is not. It has to do with a ratio of your waist to your hips, and it's evidence, sorry to say, of excess visceral fat. That's what it's for. And that's an indicator of obesity.
So obesity, that term, what does that mean to you?
Obesity, it means that you have an unhealthy percentage of body fat.
What is healthy? What is unhealthy? Like, what is the measure of health for human beings?
For women, I think it's in the 35 plus percentile.
35 plus percentile of what? By what measure? The DEXA?
35% of your body weight being comprised of body fat.
The thing that I think is most interesting is, and you didn't get to earlier.
There's no single body fat percentage that defines obesity for everyone. Obesity is most commonly classified using BMI 30. 30 kg. When body fat percentage is used, cutoffs vary by sex and age. For example, standards from the American Council on Exercise classifies obesity as 25% body fat for men and 32% for women. Meaning 35% may indicate obesity in many cases, but it is not a universal threshold. So let's see. So I have this thing on Amazon that is called Arbolief. It's a scale that you can get. It measures body fat and a bunch of other things. Let's see what my body fat is. My body fat is at 16%. And on my scale, I am considered overweight. I'm not considered obese, but I am considered overweight with a 16% body fat, which is crazy. For my size, I understand that, yes, I am overweight and I have a lot of weight that I can lose, which is why I told y'all before, like, I got to lock in. Y'all see me drinking my water right now. But yeah, this is the percentages that they let y'all know. Get yourself together, man. Get yourself together. You need something to hold yourself. You need something to hold yourself accountable, and that you're able to keep track of of where you're at and where you're going.
You didn't ask me earlier.
Well, I haven't gotten there. With someone else. You said, because I'm seeing a very different person than from who we've seen on television. And I think there's been a lot of blame shifting to influencers and TikTok. And the reality is, girl, that's where we're all getting our info now. I've never seen a full episode of The Biggest Loser because my parents told me to watch it and I said, all the way off.
Right, but you have no rage at your parents whatsoever, right?
Oh, well, I'm not fat because of the rage at my
all
parents.
The way off? That doesn't sound like a primary wound, telling your parents to all the way off.
The
Is that not evidence of what I'm saying?
Totally. Primary wound plus genetics plus whatever choices I make in my life is what you're seeing.
Can I ask you something? Pick the argument we want to have. Do you want to have a debate?
I want to hear who you are on the show, who that person is and was, and who this person is now, because I'm seeing
person. It's not at all. Can I say something? You just told me you never watched an episode of Biggest Loser.
Oh, but I've seen TikTok clips. I saw the documentary. I mean,
have you ever seen a full episode? Let's say with one of my contestants like Abby Wright.
Tell me about the show. Tell me
Aguilar.
whatever. Tell me who you were on the show. Tell me where that Jillian Michaels, because she'd be on.
So my thing is, how can you not have watched the show, number one, then say after that you're acting different from the show than now in person, and then say, oh, I've seen TikToks and I've seen the documentary on it. So you have watched. So on the documentary, I'm pretty sure they've seen. On the documentary, I'm pretty sure they've shown a lot of what goes on in the show. Yes, you're not able to get a good judgment of the person. But if that's the case, then why are you making a statement that you're acting different from now than you were on the show? If you didn't even watch the whole show all the way through. The logic, bro. The logic.
Honest, we've all let me talk.
Sure.
Okay, I'm the exact same person that you see now. Now, of course, yes, you would see parts of what I was doing. You would never see the entire picture of what I was doing, and you would never understand why I was doing it. So let me address the part that you're thinking of, okay? I had a contestant, 500 pounds. This contestant in particular had an exceptionally traumatic background. Can I tell you about it, or you don't care? Okay. So her mother was a prostitute.
A sex worker, we say now.
Her mother was a sex worker, if that makes you feel
Sex
safer.
work is real work.
Okay.
Okay. So prostitute and sex work, I'm not understanding why there needs to be a difference in the way we're saying it. You selling your body is, in my opinion, never a good option. So us trying to not say what it is, it just speaks to where we're at in society. It's like, bro, like, we have to be straightforward with the facts. Yes, prostitute and sex work is totally, as a matter of fact, prostitution and sex work might be in a total different they in the same bracket. If you a night walker, prostitute, sex worker, you're selling your body, my love, and that is never a good thing to do. All money ain't good money, is what my mom used to say.
That's a separate debate, and I'm not. Let's stay on point. Before we get into all the woke ideology. So, having said that, the contestant named Shay, her mother used to sleep with men for heroin while she was locked in a closet. And she's gonna go home based on the percentages. I didn't make the game, not a producer. Very publicly had issues with the name and the gamification. So I don't want her to go home. And certain things need to happen before I feel, and I have seen, that there would be any hope of her being able to live past 40 years old. And she has all of the things, type 2 diabetes, the beginnings of chronic kidney disease, arterial plaque, all the things that are legitimately alarming. So I can't get her on this frickin' ladder. It's day one. Can't get her on for 15 seconds. Tried everything. Cannot get her on this ladder for 15 seconds. And we're playing this out and we're playing it out, not getting anywhere. Because the story is, I'm weak, I'm fat, I'm worthless, I'm this, I'm that, all the internalized shame. And at that moment, I pretty much tried everything. What you don't see is this has gone on for about 4 hours and I can't get her on the frickin' ladder. She comes in the room and I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm like, God damn it, get on this frickin' ladder. I swear to God, get on the ladder or you're gonna go home. Get on the frickin' ladder. Going crazy. And I'm utilizing her fear of me, quite honestly, to circumvent the story that she thinks is true. Long story short, she gets on the ladder, she climbs 15 seconds. I show up the next day. She's like, I got back on the ladder for 15 minutes last night. I was like, that's awesome, dude. And she ended up losing 300 pounds. So you may not agree with it, but it worked for me and it worked for Shay in that moment. You don't know why I'm doing it. You don't understand that it's a life or death intervention on a ticking clock. You don't understand all the other things I've tried. So I kind of don't care what you guys think.
How much of her weight did she gain back?
She gained, well, good one.
Because 95% of diets don't work.
Not my contestants. 35% of them kept the weight off, which is actually exceptional. And I could give you all the names. If 5% are able to keep it off, there are obviously a host, a myriad of reasons as to why that's the case. But if I had a 35% success rate, can you at least concede that maybe I'm doing a little bit better than the norm, than the baseline?
I can agree that the #1 celebrity trainer in the entire world has a success rate. That I can concede
But you
to.
said keep it off. They kept it off. I got the weight off.
30% of people that went on a public TV show.
All right, we got to pause there. We are out of time.
My final surrounded claim is that the body positivity movement is fundamentally disempowering.
If you want to be the next debater, please get to the chair.
The body positivity movement is fundamentally disempowering.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, Solstice.
Hi, lovely to meet you.
So you said something about it being inherently disempowering because you don't believe you can make changes. right? Am I
No, I'm
misunderstanding?
suggesting that there is no framework. There's no, now that we've accepted where we are today, what can we take responsibility for and how can we take action?
And I agree. And we'll end it with this, man. The main thing is like the body positivity movement. I feel like it is good because it's also helping the mental health aspect of it. But then after you get past that phase of, okay, yes, I love myself. I'm still beautiful. I'm amazing. I deserve to be here. After that, you need some type of action. The point is, man, if you're not taking anything away from this video, man, you are able to do anything you want in this life. The choices that happen in life, yes, they can affect what caused you to get to the place that you're at right now. But at the end of the day, the change is not going to be easy. The change is not impossible. The change is possible, but you have to realize no matter what, I have to find a way to figure it out and make it happen. Yes, sometimes with fat loss and losing weight, it may not be sustainable, but you don't have to go based off of the statistics. You can go based off of what you feel like you are capable of doing and what you feel like you can achieve. Anybody watching this, understand that you are possible. You are able to do anything you want in this life. Don't let anybody else tell you anything different. Don't let anybody else tear you down. Block out the noise. Block out the negativity. Focus strictly on the positive thoughts. Keep pushing forward and do not stop. This is the first of many videos. I appreciate y'all for watching. I know this video is a bit intense, but we're going to spice it up a little bit, get a little bit more laughter in there. Stay tuned for the next video. I appreciate the love. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll see y'all next time, man. Y'all stay blessed.